Good morning, everybody. We are going to work on telling time. A lot of you guys kind of struggle with this that we noticed here at the club, especially all of our grades. So we just wanted to give you guys a little refresher or teach you guys something new today. We're going to start by identifying the minute hand and the hour hand. With this clock here, you can really see the two differences. Our minute hand is actually this red long one here, and our hour hand is the blue short hand as well. If you have a clock at home, you can probably see that there is one hand that is significantly larger than the other. Remember, that is your minute hand, and the blue one, or the smaller one, is your hour hand. We can now move on to comparing a clock to a circle. So I cut out two circles here, and there's numbers on here, so it might be a little confusing. Don't worry about it. It's just to help me out explain this to you. So I took this circle and I cut it in half. I created a fold in the middle to represent a half. We know a whole circle can be split up into two halves in some of your geometry learning experiences you have at school. In one whole hour, we have 60 minutes, and we split it up into two 30 minutes. If we grab our other one, we can cut this one in half and fold it again and make it into four 15-minute increments. This is important to know because if we go back to our clock, we can say that it is 6 o'clock here. If we move 15 more minutes, we will be at 6:15. If we move 15 more minutes, it'll be at 6:30. Another 15 minutes will bring us to 6:45, and another one will bring us to 7 o'clock. So we just made one whole hour going by 15-minute increments. Now we're at 7 o'clock. Let's talk about our half hour one more time. If we move 30 minutes, we can count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We are now at 6:30. If we go and we move another few 5 minutes, we go with 6:30, 6:35, 6:40, 6:45, 6:50, 6:55, and then 7 o'clock. Now, remember again, we have 4 15 minutes, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are your 15 increments, and then your half hours from the 12 to the 6. We can now move on and do some practice on Mr. Nussbaum, and I will show you how to get to that site. So now I'm going to take you guys to Mr. Nussbaum, which is kind of a funny name, but it's really hard to spell. So here we go. And we'll click on the first link we have here. You can see Mr. Nussbaum spelled out there for you. And we are actually going to go to Math. And scroll down to the bottom where it says telling time. Now you can choose on any of these. There's different, like there's bedtime bandits, a time workshop, which we're actually going to do the time workshop. I really enjoyed doing this one to help you guys out. I'm going to wait for it to load. Now this one is going to help us with our half hours and our 15-minute increments. I really want you guys to focus on that. So it says current time. We're going to actually move our time into Chicago. And our clock setting is numbers. Time on clock right now says 11:52 a.m. So you can see here it is 11:52. And we're going to try doing our target time, which is 12 o'clock p.m. So what I need to do is I'm going to click on the AM to make it to a PM. And our minute or our hour hand is actually on the 12 already, but our minute hand also needs to be on the 12 to represent 12 o'clock. Oh, maybe I have to go like this. And then there we go with that. Now we can also switch this one here, make it 10 o'clock. So now I'm going to move my hour hand to 10 o'clock. Oh, but it wants to go on 9 for some reason. We got that one there. Now we can do let's see. We can make it go to 10:15. So we'd move our minute hand 5, 10, 15. We are now at 10:15. Now if we go to 10:30, we would move it another 15 minutes, 20, 25, 30. It is now 10:30. You can see that the hour hand is not exactly on the 10 or 11. It is right in between. This means that we are at 10:30. We're halfway around the clock, so we need to be in the middle because once we turn another half hour, it will be 11 o'clock. But our hour hand here is kind of being a little silly. So you can go ahead and take some time practicing with these clock games. It is super fun. There's lots of stuff to do on Mr. Nussbaum that I recommend. We can hop on Clockworks here really quick. And this, I'm sure, will go into the 5 minutes increments as well, and it'll be a lot more challenging for those of you who know. We got some background music. We're going to mute that so you guys can hear me. We'll start with the basic for difficulty. And now it says move your hands to the time below 8:15. Our time remaining is 1 minute and 53 seconds. So it's kind of racing you here. So here we see that this is our shorthand. If this is our hour hand, we need to put it to the 8s. Now we're going to move our minute hand over to the 15. We counted 5, 10, 15, so it's 8:15. Probably move this a little bit here. It says correct, so we go on to the next problem. It says 7:15. We move our hour hand on over to the 7 and our minute hand 5, 10, 15. Correct. 5 o'clock, move our hour hand down to the 5. Perfect. We'll click on our next problem. 10:30, our hour hand needs to move all the way to in between the 10 and 11 because it is almost going to be 11 o'clock. But it's not quite yet. It's 10:30. There we go. We have 1 minute remaining. We want to get as many more as we can do. So we're going to move our hour hand to the 10 again. And our minute hand to the 15. Ooh, I moved it a little too far, so it's not going to mark it correct. There we go. 3:45. Our hour hand goes to the little past the 3 because it's past 3:30 and it's about to be 4 o'clock. So we're going to move our minute hand to the 45, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Oh, I might have to move this a little closer to the 4. And we have time for one more, it looks like. 7:30. We're going to move our hour hand to the in between the 7 and the 8. And our minute hand down to the 6 because that is 30 minutes. And then we have our last remaining time, and you can say yes or no if you want to play again. Thank you so much for tuning in and learning time with me. Check back soon, we'll have something more. Why do we have